Gerry, the last question on horrible assassinations. Instead of going through a list of all these attempts on your life, was the most troubling assassination attempt on your life when a grenade was thrown into your home that could have killed Colette and Jared?
Well, the most troubling assassination attempt is the next one. But we're now living in more peaceful times, and please God, that's unlikely. Yeah, and Brian Nelson's name comes up here again. The grenade which was thrown at my home, I wasn't at home at the time. My son Gerard was studying for exams. He was downstairs. His mother was in bed, and we'd put up plastic perspex in the inside of the windows, which was what saved them. It bounced off, broke the window, but bounced off the perspex. But the grenade was one of a shipment of grenades which was brought into Ireland from South Africa under the old apartheid regime, the old apartheid government, the national government at that time. Some of them had done a deal. The British were aware of this, and they imported a very sizable quantity of modern weapons, plus grenades and other firearms. And if you check the figures, I don't have the figures to hand, but if you check the figures, you find that immediately after that shipment was landed and distributed, then there was a substantial increase in the number of attacks carried out by loyalists. And it's really important to understand, I mean, loyalists or unions, paramilitaries obviously have their own agenda and will act on their own agenda. But mostly they were established by the British or by people working for the British. And in some of these cases, there is clear evidence that the British, and they did this before, the man who devised, and it's the oldest trick in the book, I suppose, who devised this technique, used the term counter gangs, terrorize the terrorists, use local indigenous people. They devised the tactic of what they called Ulsterization. Your government and the state did the same thing in Vietnam. They called it Vietnamization. They used local indigenous people against whoever the insurgents happened to be. So thankfully, neither Gerard or Cled were injured, and the house and the neighbour's house, of a superficial damage. The window frames were busted, and all the windows were shattered in some of the houses. But I also, just to put a little bit of context into all of this, the IRA was also very active, and it wasn't just that people were sitting back and taking all of this. The IRA were carrying out many actions, and every day there were stories of people being killed or being injured. And until we've talked here tonight, I actually haven't thought in any great detail of of any of these events. Now, to be quite honest, I don't cogitate on them a lot. We're out of it. It's over. Irish America played a huge role in that. I was up at a mass for Martin McGuinness, and this old guy, Jack Kilroy, some of you who may be active may know Jack. He actually drove me for a while. He got lost, but he drove me for a while the first time I came to the States 20 years or so ago. But he came over to me after Martin's Mass, and he said, it's great to feel good. He was obviously annoyed about Martin, but he says it's great to feel good because there was a time when we were under the thumb here, and now we can be proud of having been part of the search for peace back in Ireland. So Irish America deserves, and President Clinton particularly, deserves huge credit for the role they played in all of that.